Greetings, and salutations, beautiful people in the beautiful world. It is me. He is I am him, Zach Latimer, Z Lat, and welcome back to another segment of Right and Exact. Shout out to a new nation, and shout out to you, man. Thank you. Really, I understand there's many other channels that you can tune into, but you are here with me right now, and I appreciate that. First, let's just dive right in. I want to build on thought. I want to build on this concept and idea of thinking, and I'm going to put this in a shot glass for you. You want the bottle? You want to get bottle service? Go over to Enlightenment and Transformation and check out. I think Chief did a show of it was thinking and listening. I want to say that's what it is. But at any rate, you should listen. You should do yourself a favor and listen to all of them. But right now, I just want to build on that on the thinking. And your thoughts are very important because your first source of personal power comes from your thoughts. Your thoughts start to determine your will, your gauge and judgment of your personal, emotional, and spiritual achievements come from your thoughts. Your thoughts start to reveal your character. And what happens inwardly starts to manifest itself outwardly. Now, this is a very scary thing because now you start to see what is going on in your every day-to-day life. If you're having problems and situations and confrontations with friends, family, on your job, so on and so forth, those are manifestations of what is going on inwardly. I know that's a tough pill to swallow, okay? Let's even look at it like in your spirituality, right? So if you're having challenges with having some of the same spiritual involvement with the spiritual entities and these spiritual forces that you're calling upon, but you seem to not be having the same results as somebody else, but you're doing the same exact thing that they're doing, well, look at it like this. If you went to knock on somebody's house, right, or a friend or whoever it was, and you knocked on the door, and all of a sudden you heard tables being flipped up, glasses being thrown against the wall, like WWE was going on inside of there, would you go inside, or would you move on and go to the next house? You got to start understanding that if there is no unity on the outside, then that means you have some disunity going on the inside. And if you have inner disunity, that means there's some inner lunacy. Inner lunacy is disunity. Okay? So now, what you have to do, you have to now start to confront your inner verse and confront your inner community. And when you can do that, then you can properly start to attack these issues and these problems that one is having, because once you fix yourself, then everything else starts to be fixed. Now, how do you start to do this? Well, you start to have to dismantle an illusion. How do you dismantle an illusion? Well, you have to start with the truth, or your perception of the truth. And as you dismantle your perception of the truth, you actually give birth to a new truth. So when you dismantle the truth, then you have to deal with now your one's perceived truth, which could be a dying truth. Well, then now you have to deal with one's perception of a fact. And if you deal with the dismantling of the perception of a fact, then you deal with the perception of somebody's opinion. So that's how it goes. Your opinion bleeds into a fact, and your fact leads into your truth, and your truth starts to govern your thoughts. Now, if your thoughts are based on an opinion, because so much of what we do is based on an opinion because of our lack of study and our lack of scholarship, we do things based on opinion, and then we present them as matters of fact. And if you're not careful, these things can take you down and hinder your progress. Okay? So now, the first thing that one has to do, you have to start to separate your inner opinions from your inner truths. Now, the tough thing to do about this is, with your inner opinions, you know that it's your inner opinions if somebody comes and your inner opinions don't want to be agitated. Your inner opinions don't want to be moved. They don't want to be touched. And as soon as somebody comes along and they say something to you, your inner opinion, the guardian of the gate, will step up. Or what somebody once said, don't come for me unless don't come for me unless I send for you, because I'm gonna take you there. I'm gonna straight take you there. The ego is gonna step up and say, whoa, 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 don't do that. I'm gonna protect what we built. I'm gonna protect what we have. Right? And 9 times out of 10, you gotta understand, when somebody says something, it doesn't need a response to it. Because if it's the truth will defend itself. The truth doesn't need a response. An opinion is always going to have to be, you're going to have to fight over it for. So, what could you do to start to change this? Well, one thing you need to do is watch what you start to feed your mind. Because you ever heard the term, you are what you eat? Well, you are what you feed your mind. Because that's the visions that start to pop into your thoughts. Well, now you have to ask yourself, in the media and even watching the news, what do you take away from the news that is positive, that helps your life? Or even from the media, period. Your music that you listen to, so on and so forth. You have to ask yourself, what is it that you're taking away that's positive? And if there's nothing that you're taking away that's positive, well, then now you have to remove it. And if you start to remove those mental images, then you guess what's going to have to happen? You're going to have to replace them. And you replace them with what? Your own visions. That's when you start manifesting. That's when you start creating. And that's when you go beyond the limitations. That's when you go above and beyond the boundaries that were set from somebody else. That's when you start to expand the calabash. That's when you start to expand the universe. I will that you got something out of this. I will that you have a wonderful day. And as Chief always says, peace, unless you're willing to fight for it. And the first battle that you probably need to fight is the person that's looking at you in the mirror. Have a good one. I'm out. Deuces.